Alright, now let's create the group information screen. So we need to come here to the widgets. Okay, it looks like we still have one error here on the friend widget. So add member to group. What is this method? Let's go in the group provider. I think we changed it. So where is that? Set add member to group. Let's copy that and then come here. This is still the same method. Okay, yeah, now that error is gone, we can close that. Let's create a new class. This is going to be the group information screen.dat. So here let's create a stateful widget. So it's going to be group information screen, and then here let's return a scaffold. So the scaffold, we're going to have an up bar with the title group information, and then let's also do the center the title to true. So what else do we need here? I think that's it. Let's just close that like that, and then here in the body we can return a consumer widget. Okay, so if we want, we can just return a consumer widget. We can put this scaffold inside the consumer. Okay, so let's put the cursor here and then wrap with the widget, because everything here we are going to read from the provider. That's the reason why we were updating those methods. Okay, so this consumer, we're going to have a group model. And then here we are going to have the builder, which is that, so we can remove all of this. Okay, like that. So now inside here, that's where we are going to create our method. Okay, so here let's return a single child scroll view. Okay, let's wrap this center with a widget. So single child scroll view, and then this single child scroll view is going to have a child, which is going to be our column, and then the column has got children. So now these children, that's where we are going to put our children. Okay, also we can wrap maybe this column, or we can just wrap this scroll view with a widget, which is a padding. We want to put some padding. Where is the padding? Here, and then here we can do symmetric, and then what can we do here for vertical? Let's do 20, and then horizontal we can do 10. Yeah, that is that. And then what else? Okay, so this constant we won't put because we are still putting things here. So this one, the column, maybe we can put the main axis alignment to start, main axis alignment dot start. And then for the first child, let's create a card widget. Okay, we want to have a card here which is going to hold the group information. Okay, so here first of all, we're not going to do it like that. First, let's have a column inside this card. Let's give it a child. This is going to be a column. Okay, that column, and then this column will have children again, and then inside this children, the first child is going to be a row widget. Okay, because we want to put, we don't have that class. Let's also just have it so that we can navigate there. Okay, so let's go to main screen, and then here let's also first we need to go to constants. Where's our constants class? Here, let's put navigation. So static const, this is going to be a group information screen, like that. We can go ahead and close that. Then also maybe we can close what we don't need here up here. You don't want to be disturbed. Yeah, let's just have these. And then back now in the main.dat, we can also have a constants dot group information screen, which is going to return our group information screen. Okay, let's import that, and then that's it. You can close the main.dat. Now if we go to the group up bar, where is that? In the widget, it's a group up bar. Okay, so we also maybe need to create another folder for putting the group up bar on their own. Okay, things are getting bulky here. We're having trouble to look for some widgets. We need to create more categories here. Okay, so but we'll do that later. So inside the group up bar here, we should have the on pressed. Okay, so what we can do is we can wrap all of this widget. Okay, we can wrap all of this row, because this, we have a row here which has the image, and then it also has this stream here. Okay, so we can wrap this row with an with a widget. So we can wrap it with a gesture detector. Okay, and then on top here we can navigate. So navigate to group information screen. Okay, let's see, navigate to group information screen. Okay, let's see if Copilot will just quickly do that. Okay, it's not gonna. So let's say navigator dot push named. So here we're just gonna call our constants dot group information screen. Okay, now we can just close that. Let's hot reload. So let's just wait for it. It's going to load here. All right, now let's go to the group. We enter this group. Now we can click here. Okay, so we are having a problem. The consumer group model. Okay, we code something wrong here. Here we code group model. Okay, we need to group provider. I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, now let's hot reload again. Should be a provider, not a model. All right, let's go back again, get inside here. Now if we click here, we are coming to the group information screen. Okay, so this app bar, let's also put our app bar that we created. So in the leading, we're going to put our app bar back button. Okay, app bar back button. All right, we need to create the on pressed, which is going to be navigator dot pop context. Right, now we can continue to create this group information screen. Okay, so here on the children, we have a card widget, and then we have children. So the first one is a column. Okay, now inside this column, first we want to put a row. Okay, a row widget. So let's also have children for this row widget. So for the first child of this row is going to be our user image. Okay, so this user image, we know we have that widget of user image. What is that? User, we named it at user image widget. Okay, like that. So now this user image, the image, we know that it's coming from the group provider. What is that? Yeah, this should be a group provider. Okay, so this will come from the group provider dot group image. Okay, group provider dot group model and then group image. Okay, it's going to come from here, and then the radius, maybe let's minimize that and remove that. The radius, let's put it as 50, so we want to be seeing what we are doing. And then on top, we shouldn't do anything for now. Let's go ahead and hot reload and see what we have. Okay, you can see that we have the image done. So also let's put some padding. Okay, so what are we going to, we can wrap this column with a padding. Let's hot reload. Great. The next, what we are going to do is maybe let's change this padding to 10. So after this image, let's put another column. Okay, so here, first of all, we are going to put we can put the size box, although it won't matter because we are going to push everything. We are going to put the space between. Okay, so Copilot knows here that we want to put the name. Let's click tab. Now here it has put the name. If we hot reload, so we're not seeing anything here because we're not passing any data here. Okay, coming from the group screen here, we should have this group image and then even this group name. Okay, if we click here, we're not passing anything. So let's create first the method to pass the details before we get to this screen. Okay, so let's go back to the group provider and then maybe down after this method here, let's create first, let's get the list of user data. Okay, get the list of user data from the group. Okay, so let's get a list of group. We are going to get group members data. Okay, group members data from Firestore. All right, let's see what Copilot will create. Okay, it's almost what we want, but we want a list. Okay, not like this. We want the list of user model of each group member. Okay, because we want to use that list. Okay, so what we are going to do here, instead of returning a void, we want a list of user model. Okay, user model for each group member. Okay, so now what we'll do is let's remove what it has done inside here. We'll do our own code. So yeah, first of all, we need that members list. First, we will get the UIDs of each member. Okay, so first we are going to create a members what are we going to call this? It's going to be a members data. Okay, group members data. So after we get this empty list, and then let's get the list of UIDs. Okay, get the list of members. Let's do it like that. UIDs like that. Okay, now this list, what we are going to do here is let's pass a boolean. Okay, let's pass a boolean. So inside here, let's pass a boolean because we want to get a list for the admin, and then also it will depend what we are going to get, if we want the members for the admins or for just the group members. Okay, so here we are going to pass the boolean is admin like that. Maybe this one, let's change it to get group members data from Firestore. Okay, let's just name it the complete name like that. Okay, now we want to pass the is admin, and then here now let's create that list. So first we'll get a list of string. Yeah, okay, just like what Copilot is doing. First, this members UID, we are going to check what kind of list we want. If we want the list for the admins, we are going to check inside the group model.admins. If it's not the admins, then we just want the group members. Okay, and then we are going, that's the list depending on what we are checking here. If we want admins list or group members list, this is the check here. Okay, now once we check that we have that list, we are going to run a for loop and then get each member from database. Okay, so here you can see that in each list, this members list, we are going to check and go to Firestore .collection users and then get UID. Okay, and then in that UID and then get the data. That data now we are going to add them in this user members data. Each member in that list, you are going to get their user model data and then add them to that members data. Okay, I hope that is clear. And then in the end, after this for loop, we just need to return that list. Okay, so return members data's list. So here it's let's just remove this try catch, because even here it wants us to return something. Okay, but we don't want to return a null list. If we want, we can just return this members data, which is going to be an empty list. Okay, let's remove that if we don't want if we want to keep the try catch block. Okay, so let's just return that empty list if we are not getting, if we have an error. Okay, so that's our method to get the list of group members data with either the members or the admins. Now that is done, now let's create the method to update the group members list. Okay, because that is what we are going to use now to reload this. Okay, now let's create that method. So here let's say update the group members list. Okay, now let's see if Copilot will understand what we are talking about. No, it's creating that long method, but let's see. So what it's doing here, it's also passing his admin, but we don't want to pass his admin here. We don't need to pass it. Let's remove it. Or if we want, we can pass it, but no, let's not pass it here. So first of all, it's going to clear the, okay, here it depends the list that we want to get. Okay, if we want to get the admins list, so this is for the group member, we'll also create for the admin. So let's just separate them, not clear both of these. Okay, if we want to get for the members list, what we'll do is we'll get this group members list and clear it. So the admin will create its own method, so let's remove it from here. So we'll get this group members list first of all and clear it, and then we are going to go to this method and then pass is admin, because here we are getting the members list, so is admin is going to be false here. All right, and then we are going to get that member. But Copilot here is doing a longer method. What we can do is let's just cut this, only this part. Let's cut it and then let's remove that. What we can do is we can do again group members list, that one. Oh, I mean not group admins list, group members list. And then we're going to say .add all. Okay, and then we're going to paste that code there. Okay, let's close it out. Now we don't need to run this for loop. All right, so here what we'll do is we are going just to clear the list and then populate it with the new data that we are going to get from Firestore, which is this method. Okay, I hope that is clear. So that is for getting the group members list. Now let's also get the group admins list. So update the admins list. So it's going to do the same, but this time it's doing for the admin. Okay, great. So yeah, this is just these two methods are the only methods that we had to do here. So now we can go back to this screen and sort it out. We have created just this method to pass the data. Now to pass the data, all we need to do is to go in the group chat app bar here where we are navigating here. Before we navigate, we want to call context dot read. So I don't know if we're already calling group provider. Okay, we're not calling it. So here we're going to read inside the group provider, and then dot update. So we want to update group members list. Okay, now dot when completed, that's when we want to navigate with this. Okay, let's cut that and then let's do that and then paste it there. Great. Now we are sure that before we navigate, first we run this method to populate this group members data, and then once we do that, that's when we are going to go to this model. Okay, so let's go back here and then hot reload. Now let's try to click here. So it's passing the data, but where we're not reading it, so we need to update it also. So let's see what we are missing here. After we update the group members data, so what we are not doing is to pass this group data, because here we are only updating the members data. Okay, we are not passing the group data. So let's also pass the group data before we navigate to this screen. Okay, so let's see where we're going to put that method. So I think we already have the method to set the group model here. Yeah, this one. Okay, we need to call this method before we get there. So this method, the set group model, we can call it even before we get to the screen. Immediately, if you press on the group here, okay, let's do this method before we even enter the group screen. Okay, so that this is in the group because this is a private group. So let's go to the private group screen. Where is that? Private group screen. And then here where we are going to the group screen here where we navigate. So here before we navigate, let's run that code. Okay, so here let's see, we are reading there's nowhere where we are calling group provider, so we just need to call it. So let's just copy this so that we do it much quicker. So here what we'll do is we'll do this and then dot set group model. All right, we're going to set that group model and then dot when completed. After we complete, that's when we are going to navigate. Now we can remove that. All right, because this is the same with that. Now why are we having an error? Because this method is a void. Let's go to it and make it a future. Okay, now here we can add async. All right, now that that is done, we can now go ahead and hot reload again. So you can see now, I hope it has reloaded. Let's go back to the group information screen. Now when we click here, first we are setting that group data, and then after we click here, you can see that we are finding this data here. Okay, because before we even get to that group chat screen, we are getting this data and we are setting the group model, which is this. Then once we are in this screen, before we get in here, we're also loading the members of the group. Why we are loading the members of the group once we click on here? Because we want to get the latest members, okay? All the members inside, because we can be chatting here and then other people gets added to the group, and then when we click here, we are going to make sure that even the new members who are just recently added while we are here have loaded to come to this group. Okay, great. So that is that for now. Let's just end this video right here. In the next one, we are going to format this and then continue with these other methods down here. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.